What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today is Mock Draft Monday. The New York Jets are locked in to pick number 10 in the NFL draft. So, what do the Jets do at pick number 10? Obviously, some of these things are going to be contingent on free agency, what happens in free agency. But let's get it rocking and rolling and see if we could come up with a pretty good mock draft for these New York Jets. We're going to make it a 7-round mock draft, Jets with pick number 10. Let's get rocking and rolling. Okay, so the Jets luck out in this one. Okay, Fashanu falls to them with Joe Alt being the only tackle before that. Malik Neighbors going there. So here's the thing. I think wide receiver going instead of offensive lineman to the Chargers and the Giants is huge. That's a big reason for it. Talise Fuaga is a name that you should keep a close eye on as well, but I mean, this is an obvious choice. You're just pulling the trigger on Fashanu, no? Okay, couple options for the New York Jets to go with pick number 72. A couple quarterback prospects that I like in Michael Pratt and Quinn Ewers go off the board, so obviously not going to go that direction. But wide receiver or interior offensive line, I think, is the play. Now, Haynes is someone that I really like. He's someone who I think could come in and play right away out of Connecticut. Or you could wait a little bit here and go with a wide receiver in round 3. Some receivers, Brendan Rice, Pearsall is a slot guy that I like. I'm gonna go interior offensive line first. So double up on IOL. Haynes is double up on OL with the offensive lineman and interior offensive line. And then go from there. Okay, let's go back to wide receiver at this point. Trey Harris is a popular name, but he is going back to school, so that one is not going to be a realistic option there. Instead, if you want to look at wide receivers who are likely to come off the board, Pearsall is obviously gone, but you have Theo Weiss, I don't know if that I don't love how that ended up falling for the Jets at wide receiver. Oh boy. All right, maybe we end up passing on wide receiver in this spot and waiting a little bit because I mean you have like Corian Clark. Is that the move? Now he's a vertical threat, so maybe that is the move there instead. Is it worth waiting on to the next round? Probably. So instead, let's see if we wait. Zach Zinter is still there. That's another really popular, going to be a really popular name in these mock drafts. Instead, let's see if you go a different direction. Let's see if you go on the interior defensive line with Nazir Stackhouse, a big guy who could end up replacing like an Al Woods. Interior defensive line is sneaky going to be a need on this team. Fourth is probably a touch early than I would have liked to go, but let's see if they could grab him and just plug a hole, a stout defender on that interior of the defensive line. And he's a better athlete too at 320 than you might originally anticipate. All right, let's go back and check in on the wide receiver. Clark is still there. He's the best receiver on the board. In this scenario, you're hoping that you're adding more right in free agency and then that Clark can compete for like a wide receiver 4 or 5 spot. Few different directions that the Jets could end up going in this one. Keith Randolph, is a name that I like. I think that's an intriguing option for the New York Jets. Could they go back to the offensive line? But that is absolutely something that I think could be on the table for them. I also think that running back is something that the Jets should continue to look at, because it's really Izzy Abanikanda and Breece Hall on there. So it's pretty much just those two. And Cohen, by the way, the guard, is someone who's going to be at the Senior Bowl. So they can get a close eye on him there. Let's do it. Let's go 2 interior guys. Hope one of them hits that could be a starter in year 1. I'm all about offensive line depth, so that is something that I am okay with. Let's take a look at the running backs. Rasheen Ali. Let's see. All right, where do I want to go here? Now, he's a little bit of a bigger back. He's definitely a bigger back, and someone that I wasn't expecting to be here. Carson Steele is a name that I also like. He's a power back. I guess we got to go Rasheen, right? Because he's someone who I think would potentially be off the board at this point. So, all right, big running back, bruising back. Let's do it. And a couple more picks to round out the draft class here. Damani Richardson is definitely an area that I would go. I think they could use some more help at the safety spot. Day 3 safeties I'm good with. And do you want to take a swing at quarterback? Should we take that final swing at quarterback? Leary in the last round. He's an older prospect though. He's 25. God. Or do you want to go tight end? I know we didn't take a quarterback at this point, but just with how the board was falling, I didn't feel like that's the direction that I wanted to go. Let's take best player available. F it. You know what? We're going to take a dart throw on Leary at the very end of the draft. So what? He's old. Maybe he's your long-term backup at this point. All right, let's take a look at how they graded it out. Fashanu, they loved. They did not love the Haynes pick. I don't really care. I think the Jets desperately need help on the interior. On the interior defensive line, grab Stackhouse, wide receiver, and Clark. They liked the Cohen pick. I think the value there was good. Rasheen Ali, Damani Richardson, and Devin Leary round out the class. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.